Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the next video of Odoo project management series, we will discuss about the project rating. So let's directly move to the demo of our project. So here I click the demo database. So first of all, we will move to the project application. So for this demonstration regarding the rating of the projects, first of all we will create a new project. Here let's say I call the project name as project rating with time sheet enabled. I create this project. First of all we have to define the stages for our project. So our first stage will be new, then we will our next stage will be in process, and the third stage will be, let's say, pre done, and last stage is done. Even we can create one more stage with the name of cancel here. So let's say create our first task. Before creating the task, I move this to fold. So create. Our first task is task 1. Let's say I assign this task to directly to me. Then task 2 again assigned to myself. Then task 3, I assign this task to Mr. Mazhar. Here you will see that system is taking some time. Actually the system is generating an email for Mr. Mazhar, because the first task 1 and 2 were assigned to directly to me by me, so there was no need of any email. But for the third task that I have assigned to Mr. Mazhar, there is a requirement of an email, so an email has been generated for that purpose, that person. So now move to the main window. Here this is our project rating. So first of all I added the properties of this one, and here we can see that the customer ratings are visible for this project. So by default the rating is visible for every new project. To enable this we have to click this one here. To enable, we have actually two different options. The first option is that we want to rate the project whenever there will be some change in the stage, or the second option can be that we want to held a periodical rating. For periodical rating, actually we have to set the frequency, that either we want to rate the project and the tasks on daily basis, on weekly, twice a month, once a month, quarterly, or yearly. But for this project, for this video, we will use this option, rating when changing stage. And we have one more option there, that either we want to publicly make visible our this rating or not. Here we disable this option, and just we have changed one option here, that we want to rate the stages, rate the task when there is some change in the stage. Now let's say if I move to my tasks, here we can see that we have that 3 tasks, and these are the different stages. Let's say I enable that option on this stage, pre-done. Before completing that task, I want to take the feedback from the customer. So I go to the settings of this one, and then I edit stage, and here we can see that we had the name of pre-done stage. We have the stage name as pre-done, and here we can set the template for that project, for that rating. So the rating is rating request. And one more option we have, that if we want to you can say enable the stage, these icons, that either that icon should be red or green upon the feedback of this request, then we can switch on this option. So I have switched on this option, and after some short time I will check when we will get the feedback, then what happens when the customer gives us a positive or negative feedback. So I save this one. One more I think Yes, if I go to this to extra information here, the customer name, here we have to put the customer name. Let's say I put this one. In even all these three stages, or either we can put that customer name on our project. So if we will put our on our project, then there will be no need to put this customer name on each task here. So if I move here, and then let's say I move this task from this position to this position, even now from this to this, here an email should be generated for the feedback. So now if to check this one, even I click one more here. If I click on this one, ready for next stage, then I can move it to the in process stage, and then I can move this to this pre-done stage. So another email had been generated for this feedback. So now that customer should have two emails, one for the task 1 and one for the task 2. So if I switch back to the email app, then we can see that on email we have two different emails, one this one and one this one. So if I click on the first email, here we can see that hello Mr. Mujahid, please take a moment to rate our services related to the task 1 assigned to admin. And now that user have three options. Either he can put the satisfied, or not satisfied, or highly dissatisfied. Let's say if he click on the satisfied, and we want to check that what happens. So he click on satisfied. Even if from here, if I click on move to my second user window, then here you can see that thanks, we appreciate your feedback. And he have one more option, that he can also send some text with this feedback. So I am satisfied and send feedback. So we appreciate your feedback, and that feedback have been sent to the system. And now if I switch to my admin, my main window, and I refresh this page, here we can see that we have one feedback for this task 1, and our last rating is satisfied. And because the rating was satisfied, so here you can see that this block is now getting that spin. Now we are in a position that we can move it to the next stage. Now if I go back to my email application, and I let's say open another mail, and here let's say for the task 2 I give this feedback. To check this feedback, we have to move to our user window, and in that user window we can see that if that window is there, yes, and then we can see here that we are providing this feedback, and dissatisfied from the service, send feedback. So after this feedback, if I come back to my admin main application, and again I refresh this one, so here we can see that we had one highly dissatisfied feedback, and our stage is blocked. That's mean there is some problem, and we should check that problem, and then after solving that problem, then again we can send the feedback. Even we can send it back to in process. So some you can see some more work will be performed on this task, and then again we will move this task to pre-done, and after getting the feedback, then we will move it to the done stage. So if I open my another email, here you can see that I have also received these two mails in my account. I am satisfied, and here I can say view the task, and this mail was from Mr. Mujahid, and then another email that dissatisfied from the service. That you can see here the icon of dissatisfied or of satisfied, and the text that was sent with that feedback. Now if I move here from here to my main app, on main app, here we can see that on the task 1 we have a satisfied feedback, and on task 2 we have a dissatisfied feedback. If I move to my project, let's say this is our project rating. Here we can see that the rating of percentage of this project is 50%, and if I click on this, then we can see that we have one feedback with a positive rating and one feedback with the negative rating. Even we can view this information in the list view and in tabular format also. So that was the video regarding the rating of the project. I will wait for the feedback from your side, and in the meantime I will prepare one more video.